Okay, Thursday, 24th of April, 2025. So Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Thoughtful Thursday. Philosophy and musings from life. Everything can be formularised. So this is something I remember explicitly coming across about 9 years ago, and I internalised it, and I realised it, and I posited this notion. I talked about the idea that everything can be formularised with a friend of mine back then at the time, and I said that to him. I can't remember why, but the conversation, the discussion led to that topic, and he had the opposite view, angle, opinion. Fair enough, but it was that point that got me thinking. Everything can be formularised. Now, I didn't really think much of it over the years and all the rest. But when AI came around, in the sense of ChatGPT and beyond, I started to realise that everything indeed can be formularised. If everything can be expressed or interacted with mathematically, like a Rubik's Cube, like making a chair, like making a book, making a cupboard, you name it. If it can be expressed mathematically, this action, this and this results in that. Then by definition, it's expressed in a formula. X plus Y plus Z equals thing. Doing these things results in that. And when we go really deep and squint hard at reality, everything can be seen as coordinates, mathematics. That's a whole other conversation. And that means then that it can be formularized and turned into a mathematical formula to have specific end results. There's an interesting saying in business and entrepreneurship that success leaves clues, meaning someone did something, did X and Y and Z, and they got that specific result. So it's a reasonable inference, it seems like a smart idea, that if you do those things as well, you get the same result as well, which is possible. If we discount survivorship bias, as in it worked for them because of certain circumstance and situation, yes, it's reasonable to assume the same thing will happen. If I grab a tennis ball and I prepare to throw it, and you do the same thing, the same course of actions, the same thing will happen. As in, holding it, preparing it, getting ready, energy, all that kind of stuff, the same sequence, same formula, the same outcome will happen. It will go 10, 20, 30 meters, you name it. The same outcome will happen, depending on variables, strength, height, wind. It depends how microscopic you want to get. Dents in the ball, things like that. Very nice. But everything can be formularized. And what I suddenly noticed by using AI as well is that if you can ask it a question to explain something, because the AI is it's just maths and code ultimately, if you can ask it to explain something to a high level, casually, in the style of Dr. Seuss, or explain it to a 10-year-old, it will do just that. And the AI itself is code, again, maths and code. It will do exactly that. It will take the question, break it down mathematically, and give you the answer. And reformulate the answer, or reasoning, reformulate and give. Very nice. That it means that in itself, it can formularize the answer, as in give the instructions, or explain things in certain ways. And if those things can be explained in certain ways, based on the maths, based on that reasoning, then the thing itself, stands to reason, is a formula as well. I asked it to explain something recently, the difference between two things, explain them both to me in one sentence as though I'm 10 years old. And it gave me one sentence, two sentences together, explaining them. Beautiful, perfect. And that means that if it can be explained and understood in that way, then that thing itself is mathematical in nature, or causal effect in nature. And the things themselves were very, very mathematical. It was related to technology elsewhere for a different video. But yes, and those things indeed can be formularized, linearly, exponentially, etc. And that's powerful. That's quite powerful, because then it means that a lot of things in life can be very procedural. I want to achieve X or Y or Z, and if I know exactly what to do, I want to achieve that specific thing. So if I do these specific actions, I'll get that specifically. Now you could say it's very demeaning and reduces life to steps and stages and formulas. Right? Yeah, I can see that. But at the same time, in the practical matter, if I want to achieve that, and I know exactly how to achieve it, then that's empowering. I want that. What's the most efficient way of achieving it? Well, do this, 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 and this, and this. Perfect. Anything else, by definition, is not going to get you to that thing. Therefore, by definition, it's a distraction or not what you want in general. Just, I don't want that, I want that. Nothing wrong with that. Powerful. So everything can be formularized. Everything. I remember reading an interesting vlog years ago about the formula to make the perfect review for things, online review things for sale, and it had this, and this kind of thing, or this combination of things was the best that gave a certain kind of output, certain kind of result or response from the reader, in a sense of compelling them to trust the review and to buy, reducing that barrier to entry, reducing the resistance. That's powerful, and that's a formula. That's a human interaction. Human interaction, if we do X and Y and Z, we get this result, we get this relationship. Do A and B and C, we get that relationship. Makes sense. That's powerful. And then you could say, then it's a question of finding these formulas, and that's one of those esoteric things about life and the world. And you'd have to strategize with AI and really plan and be specific and strategical and tactical with doing things. That's an endless rabbit hole of exploration and discovery, which really is through AI, will really help to strategize with AI to find those techniques, how to achieve these specific things. But it's empowering. It means that there's stages, there's ways, there's techniques. And interestingly, I'm going through a bit of a podcast right now, talking about the Zen and the art of archery. It's talking about not being, the phrase that was used is ecumenical, being not caring about the outcome, not caring what happens, but being indifferent to it being unemotionally attached. And that's even more empowering as well. Everything can be formularized squared, balancing between indifference and not caring, but at the same time, whatever happens is acceptable and you can make it work. So whatever happens in general, you try to do something, steps A and B and C, and again, survivorship bias, things out of your control, the microscopic world of whatever, the slight imperfections here and there can change the outcome, has a compounding effect. The outcome is whatever, but you're ecumenical, you're indifferent, you're happy, you're content with whatever happens. That's even more empowering. Because then you could say it's in like internal peace to say whatever happens, you can manage, you can make do. Then, practically speaking, why would you want to make do with whatever? The opposite to that would be with intention. I want that specific. I want to work towards it. How do I do it? Well, there's a formula, there's a technique. Strategize with AI and using knowledge, the reservoir of knowledge. I did a video about this, I'm pretty sure. Cost of discovery and knowledge like a reservoir, something like that. A reservoir in some fashion. Powerful stuff. Powerful, empowering stuff. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.